Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I am doing a 10 tips for doing a road race with a toddler in tow countdown list. We just completed our 10K a couple of days ago, and these are the things that I found really helpful when I took my son out for that race. So, number one, swivel wheel. If you have a jogging stroller that the front wheel swivels, I suggest when you're leaving the starting gate with the majority of other runners, just keep that wheel in the swivel position. I found that because I locked it right out of the starting gate, it was hard to maneuver around slower runners and walkers and get away from the sort of cramped crowd. It was really difficult. I had to press down on the back of the stroller and lift the front wheel off the ground, and sometimes I'd have to slow down and stop because people would just sort of cut in front of you and you couldn't maneuver side to side at all with a fixed front wheel. So first tip is to keep that wheel in the swivel position until you get away from the majority of the crowd, and then at that point you can lock it straight for ease of running and to get a good speed up. Second tip is around snacks. So I brought lots of variations of snacks for my toddler, and that's what kept him happy and busy for a good portion of the race. And it also helps with patience, because a full tummy will be more patient with you in terms of staying in the stroller and staying happy. So I took tons of fruit and easy, like hand manipulated food items, that like cereal and crackers and cheese and things like that. So he had lots to choose from, and that kept him busy. Number three is around warmth. So although mums and dads or aunts and uncles are the one pushing and getting warmed up, the little ones definitely do need to stay warm. So keep a nice thick jacket on them. If you've got gloves and a blanket, a fleece blanket to throw over their legs, that will help out a lot, because when we're going at such a pace, the wind can get quite chilly on them. So definitely keep them warm, and then it's better to have more and don't need it, and you can take the layers off, than to not have it at all. Number four is, if you're giving anything to your child, like a toy or a bottle or a sippy cup, tether it to your stroller. I spent a lot of time stopping and going back on the course to pick up a train or a container with Cheerios in it or a bottle, because my son would just throw them out. He's not generally that kid that throws things, but I guess that day that was what he was interested in doing. So I spent a lot of time retrieving lost items, and you definitely don't want to leave those things behind to cause other runners behind you to have an injury. So if you can tether it, that'll save you some time. Number five is entertainment. So I really thought that my son would have been entertained by seeing the world go by and sort of be in the moment with all the other runners. That wasn't his thing, and I ended up having to search on YouTube on my phone and find some Mr. Dress Up episodes for him to watch. But if you can get that preloaded on your phone or some sort of electronic device and just pull it out if need be, that might keep both of you happy and get you a few kilometers further along in your race. Number six is, I brought a couple of packs of those little sort of snack size Smarties packs for my son. In two ways they were helpful. So one way is that when he really was fed up with being in the stroller and not kind of getting out and doing things, the Smarties just sort of encouraged him to stay put, and he was able to enjoy a little treat. And then at the end, just to thank him for being such a willing and good participant in the race. He didn't have to participate by cooperating, but I really appreciate it. So that was sort of his medal in his eyes. He got a pack of Smarties. Number seven, I would say headphones and ear protection. So the headphones, if you do choose to give your child some sort of entertainment to keep them seated, that'll help keep them busy because they can hear it. It's very noisy on the road race. You've got cars, you've got other runners, you've got music and announcers along the route. And so if they've got their own little entertainment system to help focus them on that, you might need headphones. The other type of headphone that I'd suggest is those noise canceling ones. If you can get a pair of those, your child could get easily stimulated on the road race for all the reasons I just mentioned. There's a lot going on, and if they happen to fall asleep or are just getting overwhelmed, if you can block all that noise out, that'll just make their experience better. Number 8 is a change of clothes. So my son's a year and a half. I don't generally take a change of clothes out with me. He's not prone to accidents or anything like that, but it was a long distance and we had to travel quite a bit of ways from home, and so I was happy to have that extra set of clothes, and we did end up needing them because he spilled fruit juice all over himself and regular water, and it was great to have something to change him into. Number 9 is just be prepared. Prepare yourself for any of the eventualities that can happen. Practice, practice, practice. So practice running, practice with your child, just spending time in the stroller, getting up that early in the morning, and just practice running together. That is definitely one of my number 1 tips. My son's not used to getting up that early, and I really thought he would just fall back asleep once in the stroller. He didn't, and so that was something that we both had to troubleshoot and struggle throughout the race, just the fact that it was way earlier than he was accustomed to. Also, number 10, go with the flow. Like at the 5-kilometer mark, my son had enough. He didn't really want to stay in the stroller, and I just had to respect that. Like, he was helping me by staying in there that long, and as much as I really, really wanted a good time to finish the race, I also had to respect that he wasn't happy being in the stroller anymore. So I took him out and put him on the sidewalk, and we walked for quite a while of the race. Didn't make much progress, but we were in it together. So